The White Snake. Once upon a time, in a grand castle atop a winding hill, there lived a king. He was known throughout the land not for his riches or his armies, but for his incredible wisdom. No puzzle was too tricky, no question too difficult for him to answer. But this wise king had a secret. Every evening, after the grand feast was cleared, a trusted servant would bring him one last, special dish. It was always served on a golden plate, hidden beneath a polished silver lid. The servant's name was Finn, and he was loyal and good, but his mind buzzed with curiosity. What could be under that lid, he wondered day after day. Why must no one else ever see it? One evening, his curiosity became too strong to ignore. After placing the dish on the king's private table, he hid behind a thick curtain, his heart thumping like a drum. When the king was called away for a moment, Finn tiptoed over to the table. His hands trembled as he reached for the silver lid. He took a deep breath and lifted it, just a tiny bit. Underneath, coiled on the plate, was a small, shimmering white snake. It wasn't scary at all. It looked like it was made of pearl. Acting on an impulse he didn't understand, Finn took the tiniest piece and placed it on his tongue. The moment it touched his tongue, the world changed. A little squeak from the windowsill suddenly made perfect sense. It wasn't just a noise, it was a voice. He looked over and saw two sparrows chatting. "What a lovely day," chirped one. "Yes," chirped the other. "Did you see the crumbs the baker's boy dropped?" "Delicious," Finn gasped. He could understand animals. The snake was magic. Not long after, a great sadness fell over the castle. The queen had lost her most beautiful and beloved ring, a gift from the king. It was a magnificent band of gold. Everyone searched. They looked under carpets, behind curtains, and in every jewelry box, but the ring was gone. The king grew more and more upset. Poor Finn was terrified. He knew he was innocent, but how could he prove it? He walked into the royal garden, his head hung low, wondering what to do. Because Finn was allowed everywhere in the castle, the king's suspicion fell on him. "You are the only one it could be," the king said sternly. "If you cannot find the ring by tomorrow morning, you will be thrown in the dungeon." As he passed a stream, he heard a loud quacking. Quack! "Oh, my throat is so sore," complained one duck to another as it waddled out of the water. "That's what you get for being greedy," quacked its friend. "You shouldn't have swallowed that shiny ring this morning. I told you it would get stuck." Finn's eyes went wide. "The ring!" Finn ran back to the king as fast as he could. "Your Majesty, I know where the ring is," he exclaimed out of breath. He explained what he had heard. The king ordered the cook to catch the duck, and sure enough, inside was the queen's ring. The king was deeply sorry for blaming Finn. "You have proven your honesty," he said. "Ask for any reward you wish, and it shall be yours." Finn, eager to see the world with his new gift, asked for a horse and some money for travel. Finn rode off on his adventure, his heart full of excitement. Soon he came to a pond where 3 fish were flopping on the muddy bank, gasping for air. "Oh, help us! We are trapped!" they cried. The kind servant gently picked them up and placed them back in the cool water. "We will remember your kindness," they bubbled, before swimming away into the deep. A little later, he saw a great army of ants marching across the path. "Please, watch out," cried the Ant King from atop a pebble. "Your horse's mighty feet will crush us." Finn carefully guided his horse to the side of the road, letting every single ant pass safely. "We will remember you," the Ant King shouted. Further on, he found 2 parent ravens pushing their chicks out of a nest, but the chicks were too young and fell fluttering to the ground. "We're so hungry, we cannot fly to find food," they cried. Finn's heart ached for them. He knew his journey would be hard on foot, but he could not let them starve. With great sadness, he killed his horse so the young ravens would have food. "We will remember you," chirped the little ravens as they ate. After walking for many days, Finn arrived at a great city. He learned that the king's daughter, a beautiful but proud princess, would marry anyone who could complete a task she set. Seeing her beauty, Finn went to the palace to try his luck. The princess scoffed at his simple clothes. "Very well," she said, and threw a golden ring far out into the ocean. "Fetch that from the bottom of the sea." As Finn stood sadly at the shore, the 3 fish he had saved swam up, and the largest one had the ring in its mouth. The princess was furious. She scattered 10 bags of tiny millet seeds all over a huge lawn. "Pick up every single seed before sunrise," she commanded. As Finn sat hopelessly, the Ant King arrived with his whole army, and by morning, every seed was back in the bags. For the last task, she demanded a golden apple from the Tree of Life. Finn walked into the forest with no idea where to go. Just as he gave up hope, the 3 ravens he had fed, now grown and strong, landed before him. They returned a moment later with a shining golden apple in their beaks. When Finn gave it to the princess, her pride melted away. She took a bite, and he took a bite, and they ruled the kingdom together with kindness and wisdom for all their days.